Hello, everyone. A good Erev Shabbos to all of you. I just wanted to wish you a beautiful Shabbos and give you a Torah thought before we go into our Shabbos. Our Torah portion this week is Tzav. The beginning of Tzav, God commands Moshe, tells Moshe to command Aaron and his children to offer up the whole burnt offering. And it's noteworthy that in mentioning the whole burnt offering, God uses the terminology Tzav es Aharon, command Aaron and his descendants, a language which is not used by the other sacrifices. It's a more firm, more demanding language. And one of the explanations offered up by Rashi and the other commentators, one of the explanations that's offered up is that there's an extra zeros, there's an extra alacrity, an extra push, if you will, that's necessary because unlike all the other sacrifices, the whole burnt offerings, the Kohanim didn't really get anything. They didn't get a portion of the meat from the sacrifices. There wasn't so much in it for them. And therefore, the concern was that they might be ever so slightly less diligent and less enthusiastic about offering up the whole burnt offering because there's nothing in it for them. And therefore, Tzav es Aaron v'yas banav le'emor, command them with zeros, with a little bit of an extra push. They need a little extra motivation. This lesson that we have a tendency to be a little bit less enthusiastic when there's nothing in it for us, doing the right thing, doing exactly what we should, but there's nothing in it for us. This tendency is a natural human tendency. Very often we're motivated by reward. It's about us. There's always a certain element of self-interest that can be used as motivation. At the same time, what we're seeing in our nation, around the world and in our nation at this time, is so many people who are prepared to do the right thing, even if there's no benefit for them, and even at the risk of personal harm. I want to take a moment because no one is modeling Torah values more right now. I'd like to take a moment to compliment, thank, and give our endless appreciation to the healthcare workers who are, despite no self-interest and even potential harm, are volunteering in some cases for assignments coming from other places in the country to New York to help out. And the ones who are just here doing their job every day here in our metropolitan and local area, these healthcare workers who are putting themselves in the line of fire and in the way of danger in order to help all of us, they do not need zeros. They have gotten the message that doing the right thing, even when it doesn't benefit you, doing the right thing is a high and holy and noble thing to do. And so our Torah blessings and thanks from the bottom of our hearts to our healthcare workers and the healthcare professionals who are keeping us safe, who are helping to heal those who are ill, and who are giving us the guidelines that we need to be certain that we are complying with the social distancing that we need to comply with. There is another type of zeros that we need going into this holiday, another type of motivation, if you will, another prod that we need in order to make sure that we do the right thing. The right thing is social isolation. Even though we have a Seder to observe, and as much as we want to observe that Seder and celebrate with other people and be together with our family, who could imagine a Seder without, I don't know, your brother or your sister or your parents, your children, your grandchildren in the Seder? Who could imagine such a thing? And yet, we need some zeros. We need to be disciplined and we need to be strong that we're not violating social distancing in order to have our Seder. This is an unusual year. And we will rise to the occasion. We will do what we need to do to be safe, and we will be together again, God willing, soon. In the meantime, let's take care of each other. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's be responsible with the things that we do and the choices that we make. Social isolation is the order of the day. So be it. Let's do what we have to do. This Shabbos is known as Shabbos HaGodol, the Great Shabbos. It's the Shabbos before Passover, and it's a special Shabbos. It's a traditional Shabbos on which we review and remember the things that we need to do for Passover, and it's also an opportunity on this Shabbos before Passover It's an opportunity for each of us to unplug. So many people I talk to have the news on all day. We're not helping ourselves. We're not helping ourselves by watching the news all day. It just creates greater and greater anxiety, which makes it more and more difficult for us, not only to function for ourselves, but to function for other people and to be there for other people. So let's unplug. Shabbos is the right time for unplugging, of course. So therefore, I want to recommend to everybody, let's unplug a bit on this Shabbos. Turn off the news. Stop reading every article. We don't have control here over anything but our own choices and actions. Let's control our own choices and actions. Let's be certain to be helping other people. Let's be certain to be doing the things we need to do for ourselves. And in light of that and in the merit of that, may God grant us continued protection, continued safety, and may we all continue to appreciate the blessings that we do have. And once again, to our first responders, to our healthcare professionals, to the people who are standing, if you will, getting into the line of danger in order to help protect us. We wish all of them, whether they observe our Shabbat or not, we wish them shalom, we wish them peace, we wish them health and protection, and our deepest appreciation. Shabbat shalom.